What is up, everybody? It's your boy Mike Mills back with another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below if you actually like what you see, because I definitely am going to continue making videos for you guys. But today, I wanted to talk about, honestly, do I even like being a merchant marine or a merchant mariner? And do I see myself like really, I guess technically I've been doing it for almost 8 years, but do I see myself like making a full-blown career out of it? Um, let's go back to 2015. So in 2015, I was 23 years old, turning 24 that year, but I was 23 years old. I needed a job. And like I said, my dad told me about this job. One of my friends, his dad was doing this job. I'm not sure if he worked for Military Sea Lift Command, the company I worked for, but I know he was a merchant mariner. And then one of my other friends, we weren't as close at that time, but his dad is a merchant mariner. I think he was a captain, but not with MSC. But I think he works for, I don't want to lie, I don't even remember anymore. But most of these people that I saw that had the job, and like I said, with my dad telling me about the job and stuff like that, I was like, oh man, this would be cool. I get to travel, I get to do all this, make all this money, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, at first, like I said, I was with my girl when we first started. We're still together now, but when I first started, me and her was almost kind of relatively new. I think we've been dating like 6, 7 months. So it was hard leaving her. And I always knew, I was like, I don't want to be away all the time. You know what I'm saying? But as you continue doing it, you get kind of used to like having to leave, and then you start making like specific plans, like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. When I get back, let's do this. So you start to get used to like being away, not just from like your significant other, but like your family, your friends, your like the people that you used to see every day. You get kind of used to it. And it came to the point where, okay, I think about like two about 3-ish years in, like 2.5-ish, three, right before 3 years in, when I bought my first house. That's when I started to realize like my life was going a completely different way than from most of the friends that I had. And just in general, the friends that I had before I had the job, you know what I'm saying? It was going a completely different way. And then I was starting to lose friends. Not so much like they were like they hated me. It was just, or I felt like I was above them. It was just like we just weren't on the same wavelength anymore. Like I'm trying to do a bunch of stuff and they were perfectly content with where they were. And I'm not saying that that's bad or good, but it's just like it became apparent that we weren't meshing like we used to. Like we don't have as much in common as we used to. And that was like a blow, you know? Um, so in that regard, it didn't make me resent my job because I made more friends and I had the money and I was making money. It didn't make me resent it, but it was more of like, dang, I am losing out on certain things. And it was not even just that, like family, like they would do certain events and then I'm not there, I'm overseas somewhere. And then it almost made me like resent my job a little bit. But that just kind of, it comes with the territory, you know? So I kind of accepted certain things. But as you get a little older and now I want to start like setting like legitimate roots at home, and doing the job kind of makes it harder to do that. So it's like, it's kind of a catch 22. The job is to make the money and you want to set certain things up at home to make more money, but the job is taking you away from that. So it's kind of like you want to do something that will benefit your life even more, but this is what's funding that, but this is also stopping you from being able to do it. So it kind of makes me, I don't want to say resent the job, but it makes me like think like, man, I don't see myself doing this for that much longer because there's certain things that I want to do that I can't. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those things I be telling people is like, yeah, the job is great. You can travel, you make the money, you meet new people, you know what I'm saying? And it's fun. Like, oh my gosh, I've had so much fun going overseas, doing different things. Even when I was just in San Diego, we had so much fun, you know. I just is but it's also the takeaway is you are missing out on things, and then things that you actually want to do, you you either got to be like me and just be like, hey, I'm taking X amount of time off and forget you guys, I'm gonna do whatever I want, or C, you just miss out on it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So that's one of those. A lot the people that has really been in it for like 15, 20 years, you know what I'm saying? They would tell you, they were like, yeah, I missed out on a lot of stuff, especially if they had kids. I missed out on my kids growing up, but they would have the money to take care. Made their kids never had to want for anything, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those, and I'm not saying I'm ready to have a family or anything like that, but I'm kind of, I don't want to be away from my girl as much anymore, you know? But at the same time, in order to get to where I really want to get to, the best way to do it is for me to be away for X amount of time, make this specific amount of money so I can keep making these moves. So, like I said, it's one of those, I like the job, but the being away is starting to get in the way. You know what I'm saying? Even when it's like certain things that I want to do, like business wise, like I want to, as I told y'all before, I want to eventually like maybe buy me give me a car wash or a laundromat or a convenience store. But a lot of those things, yeah, it's you don't have to be there all the time, but you still got to be there, be able to be there every once in a while. If something goes wrong, you got to be there. Yeah, you can get a manager or something like that, but at the end of the day, nobody's going to take care of your business like you are. You know what I'm saying? You can pay them however much you're going to pay them, but nobody's going to take care of the business like you are. I'm just lucky enough that my parents, or my mom at least, um, is there for me when it comes to like my houses. You know what I'm saying? So, but if I didn't have her, I would have to hire a manager, and she may not be as consistent in regards to like, let's say a tenant says, hey, there's something wrong with my house. That manager may have like 30 other houses, you know what I'm saying, that she got to manage. And she may only be getting X amount of dollars from me, you know what I'm saying? So of course, even in my mind, I always take care of the ones that's paying me the most compared to the ones that's like paying me the least, you know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm gonna be paying them the least, but it's just one of those, I want to be able to be the one to take care of most of this stuff instead of having to delegate it. Not saying it takes a lot of work or anything. It's not something that's going to take so much time, but it's harder to be able to do a lot of things when you're away. So that's kind of the takeaway from why, like, do I actually like this job? Do I don't? And also, like, the company itself, Military Sea Lift Command, cool company, I guess, whatever, obligatory. I like my job, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like, they are very unorganized. And I know almost every company that I can probably go to is going to be unorganized. But that just also like plays a role in, I don't really want to sail with them as much anymore. Don't get me wrong, I wish I moved up. This would have been a great place to move up. And I still might do what I can to try to do it, but they're just, the company itself, Military Civil Command, the company itself is just, they're so wishy-washy. I don't know how to explain it. They're very, yeah, that's the best way to explain it. Wishy-washy. Like you can tell them, hey, this is what needs to get done. This is what I need to do. You may tell this specific person who's supposed to be in charge of you, but they don't communicate enough. So this person that also gives you assignments have no idea that you are not able to get on a ship. You know what I'm saying? They do not communicate properly. And that, yeah, you can maneuver with that. It's easy to figure, not easy, is you can figure things out like, okay, I need to make sure I tell this person and then remind them that they got to tell this person, even though that's their job, but you got to remind them to do it. And then dealing with that for a certain amount of years, it just gets like, oh my God, I'm tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the money's good. So that's why I continue to do it. Um, I definitely do want to start moving up if I continue. Well, I am going to continue for at least a couple more years, at least until I get to house number 5. But I am going to continue sailing. But I am definitely now I'm like truly trying to move up. This doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get an engine department like I wanted to, but I'm going to try to push for the communications department. And then if I can get in there, get to this RET1 or I guess RET2, then RT1, then Chief RET or something. I'm not really positive the ladder of it. But if I can get into the comms department, then I'll stay a little bit longer. But if I end up still being an SU, which is the bottom barrel for the next couple of years, which will be on me. But I'm just saying, if I still end up being an SU for the next couple of years, I'm not saying I'll be done, but I'm definitely like my foot is already 1 foot out the door. You know what I'm saying? It'll inch back in if I can get into the department that what I truly wanted. I wanted to get into the department, but I'm not the type that's going to jump through hoops. So this one is an easier route for me to get, simply because they're so dire need of it that they pretty much will take anybody. So I'm pretty much gonna slide into that. I'm gonna try to slide into that department and then maneuver. But like I said, the downside of that, MSCs are really bad at getting people off the ship on time. That in that specific department, it's even worse because they don't have enough people in that specific department. You know what I'm saying? So it's harder for them to relieve people and get people on the ship on time or get them off the ship on time. So that's the negative aspect of going to that specific department, but that's such is life, you know? And but yeah, so all in all, do I like sailing? Sure. Don't want to do it forever? No. Do I see myself leaving anytime soon? It all depends how the cookie crumbles, to be honest. That's pretty much where I'm at. Like I said, this video is not to discourage you from joining. You do whatever you want to do. I am literally here to help you guys. So if you feel like you need some help figuring out what to do, how to get in, that's what I'm here for. I'm just letting you guys know where my head is at in regards to like, do I want to stay sailing or not? But I love you guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this kind of content, or if you like me just talking to you guys, let me know in the comments. And I love you guys.